So it'll have a hold placed on it for an English-speaking driver.
Okay.
So
the way that was explained to me last time, if I have to pull out the phone to understand them,
right.
no
Can't
good.
use any translation apps or nothing like that. They've got to be able to just talk like we were talking. And
Yeah.
hello. Yes, this Officer Eddings, the Arkansas Highway Police. The driver wanted to give you a call, I guess, to let you know the truck's going to be impounded and held until you guys get an English-speaking driver to pick it up.
He can speak English or what?
His English is not sufficient enough to pass the test. No. He cannot communicate with me in English and answer all my questions. He's had to use his translator to do it. Proficiency test. An English proficiency test. He has to be able to speak to an officer in English, answer questions in English, and then at that point he'll be able to drive again. So a tow truck will come get this truck and trailer, and it'll be held until you guys can get somebody that can speak English and pass the test, and then it'll be released.
This is the first look at a truck driver from Mexico that is getting pulled over and put out of service for English proficiency. You know, people are asking the question, you know, over here in America, we got to go by the rules, but what about drivers from Canada and Mexico? Well, from here, it shows you that, yes, you do have to still be proficient in English, even if you're from Canada or Mexico. Now, where this highway patrol dropped the ball was this driver right here was doing things illegal on his ELD, was on personal conveyance when driving.
You could have stopped.
No, just didn't really put my throat.
English, I don't understand what you're saying. It shows you're in personal conveyance. Yeah. Where are you going? To Love's?
Yeah.
And the big one was that he was actually doing shipments in America when he should have went back home. So that's a cabotage violation. You know, we'll talk about all that, but just want to get into this. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, but make sure you follow American Truckers United. They got some great information. I'm glad when I had an opportunity to interview these guys, very knowledgeable, very good guys, and care about the trucking industry. So let's get into today's video. What's going on, my truckers? This is a big issue right here. I'm glad American Truckers United is covering it. I had so many drivers share this video to me, and I think it's great. There's a lot of things that the Highway Patrol made a mistake on, but at least, you know, he got him for the English proficiency. You know, so the big question is about cabotage and how much does that happen? And from a lot of interviews that I've done, it seems like it's happened a lot. You know, basically, let's take this example. You could pick up a load from Mexico and then deliver it in the U.S. and then pick up a new load in U.S. and deliver it back to Mexico. So this is permanent under the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and FMCSA regulation for international trucking. So this is what you're not allowed to do. The driver is not hauling goods between two U.S. points. So in this situation right here, this is when you're taking American jobs. This driver was hauling a load from Mississippi to Oklahoma. He shouldn't have done that. He should have went right back to Mexico with the load. You can't do that because you're taking an American truck driver's job. And this is happening a lot in America. You know, American Truckers United writes, alarming and exhausted non-citizen truck driver from Mexico was found asleep on the side of the interstate in Clarksville, Arkansas. Right? This driver violated hours of service rules, was driving in personal conveyance mode, couldn't speak English, and had no work visa, only B1, B2 tourist visa. You know, it says here, what's it saying? He's 700 miles from the border, hauling a load from Mississippi to Oklahoma, not a cross-border shipment, right? That's what we were talking about. This is straight up cabotage violation, illegal for foreign drivers. You know, now, you know, American Truckers United, they go in a little bit and say Arkansas Highway Police, zero training on this. They didn't even question the border crossing card or why he's running domestic loads. Even worse, the Arkansas Highway Police Chief actively worked with the Arkansas Trucking Association against legislation in this year's legislative session that would have banned the use of B1, B2 tourist visas for truck drivers in the state of Arkansas. If this happened in Oklahoma, ICE would have been called immediately, but Arkansas isn't cooperating with ICE, so they just dropped him in a hotel with a slap on the wrist, warning for English proficiency. So one thing that people did ask is, you know, these drivers are allowed to come from Mexico and Canada. Do they have to go by the rules and be proficient in English? And the answer is yes here. You know, this is the first time that I see a driver from Mexico that's being put out of service for not passing the English proficiency test. So good on Arkansas for that. Now, the big one is, I'm telling you right now, this isn't a good look, but this is what's really happening. This is what's happening in America. You know, a lot of these companies, they're going from Canada, Mexico, coming over here. They're supposed to go right back, but they're not. They're doing loads back and forth, and they're making American money. You know, and these companies, I'm going to blame these American companies too. They know what's going on. They're just turning another cheek and allowing them to do this, right? So, my truckers, you know, check out this video. But, you know, this is not a good look and bad on these companies that are doing this. And I know this driver's not working alone doing this, right? And so, my truckers, comment down below. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you guys later.
This is warning. Warning for no English. Okay. And you didn't certify your logs. Okay. This is a ticket. Ticket. Oh, yeah. Personal conveyance. No good. Okay. Court date, time, court phone number. Your court date's November 5th, 2025, 9 a.m. here in Johnson County, Arkansas. Level 3 inspection. Your signature. Here's your copy of inspection. This needs to go to company. Okay. Your English needs to get better before you can drive. Okay.